Shalom, welcome back to Faith Before Steps. First off, let me give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all the brothers and sisters in the truth and steady coming in. Shalom. Today's lesson will be upon proofreading and words are more heavy on paper. And I just basically want to go over this, go over the whole second Ezra, the 6th chapter for further edification, because a lot of you jakes are misconstrued on what's going on, man. A lot of you jakes don't actually get the concept of there are chosen and there are people that are not chosen. So hopefully after this lesson you'll be edified and you can get a good understanding on who's the chosen, man. Because a lot of you jakes, y'all just reprobate and y'all scoff at the point that we say that everybody can't be saved, because the scriptures say everybody can't be saved, and we believe that everybody can't be saved. So hopefully after this lesson you'll be edified. 2 Ezra 6:1, and it reads, "And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundation of paradise were laid." So this is before everything was made, man. Everything. It's like before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable power were established. So before everything was even established, but before the powers was even established, it's like before the innumerable multitudes of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimes in Zion were high, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed, they have gathered faith for a treasure. So before everything was even established, it was a certain amount of people, a group of people, a remnant. Before everything was created, gathered in this faith for a treasure. And say, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone. So the elect was made through Yahweh Shai, was made for Yahweh Shai. It say, and through none other, by me also they shall be ended, and by none other. So only through Yahweh Shai that the elect that the elect can be ended. But Yahweh Shai created the elect from the beginning, from before everything was even created. Gave them treasures of faith. Let them store up their faith for a treasure, man. That's beautiful. It's a then answered I and said, what shall be the part and sunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followed? So this is a question that everybody wants to know. Everybody and their mama want to know this question. Everybody think they know the answer. Well, let's see what the scriptures say. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So these are the signs of the beginning and the end. Or should I say the end of one nation and the beginning of another one. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So right now we are in Esau's kingdom. Once Yahweh shall come back and take this kingdom down, it will be the beginning and start of the new kingdom of Jacob. But until then, we have to be patient in this kingdom. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Esdras asked thou not. I answered then and said, O Lord, that bears rule, if I have found favor in thy sight. I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy token, whereof thou showest me part the last night. So he answered and said unto me, stand up upon thy feet and hear a mighty sounding voice. So the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah, is showing Esdras what's about to go on in the last times. Like he's showing him a vision, showing him bits and pieces of how the world's gonna end, showing them how the kingdoms come up together, and showing them how these different kingdoms are taken down, and showing them prophecy after prophecy after prophecy. And it shall be as it were a great night, and it shall be as it was a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore, when I speakest, be not afraid, for the word of the but the word is the end, is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And how is the foundation of the earth understood? By the way of the word, by the renewing of the spirit, by becoming the new man and putting off the old man. It say, and why? Because the speech of these things tremble and is moved, for it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up on my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And that takes you back into Revelations, the 1 and 16. Roughly paraphrasing, is 1:16, 1:17 when Yahweh spoke loudly as the sounds of the sea. So yeah, it just lets you know that we wasn't no soft men back then. You know, the only reason why we speak kindly right now because we're trying to build up the elect. But other than that, you know, when the spirit is roused up to speak, go into heavy topics and to speak in the spirit, you know, there's gonna be some things that people are not gonna be easy to the ear. But should it justify the words that are coming out of the scriptures? It shouldn't, because the words are true. Verse 17, and it say, and it happened that when I had heard it, and I stood up on my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sounds was like the sounds of many waters, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And it's gonna be a time when Yahweh Shai gonna come back and dwell upon the earth. And when he do come back, it ain't gonna be no hugs and kisses. It's gonna be fire and flame and the sword, man. It's gonna be total destruction, man. He gonna bathe himself in his Edomite's blood, man. Yahweh Shai not coming back with hugs and kisses. He coming back with destruction. Coming back to bring to bring salvation to the elect. Verse 19, and I will begin to make equation of them, what they be that have hurt unusually with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the words that shall begin to vanish after shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall open before the firmament, and they shall see altogether. So everybody's going to be able to see what's going on. There's not going to be one person out that's not going to be able to see who are the chosen and who are not the chosen. And the children of the years of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children, and 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And we see that today. Premature kids being delivered and still being able to live these days. They say, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full stores suddenly be found empty. And yeah, because most of these places are going to run out of food because they have stopped importing and exporting, and it's going to be hell and anarchy on earth. They say, and the trumpet shall give a sound which when every man hears, they shall suddenly afraid. And the trumpet is a sign for warning. Verse 24 say, at the time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Yeah, your best friend you had for 20 years, 30 years, is going to become like an enemy to you during these times, man. You're not even going to know this person no more. 20 years, 30 years down the drain. It say, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. It's all hell. It's all hell broke out. Many tribulations. It say, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. Because every rulership has to have an ending. America just can't go on forever and ever and ever. Every kingdom has to go down that's not set up in righteousness. Whosoever remaining from all these things. Oh, Salaki. Verse 26 say, and the men that are received, which is the elect, shall see it, and the elect is going to see it through the looking glass, through the windows of the chariots. It say, who have not tasted death from their birth. And because, contrary to popular belief, everybody's not going to die. The elect is going to be saved, man. The 1/3 of Israel is going to be saved. It say, and the hearts of the inhabitants shall change and turn into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall quench. Yeah, and how is evil going to be put out, and how is it going to be quenched? Through thermonuclear missiles, through fire, because this place got to go down. It say, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And yeah, because this truth is steady coming out bit by bit, and this kingdom go down bit by bit. And each and every day, as this kingdom go down, the truth grow stronger and stronger and stronger, and people wake up, and more and more people come into the truth, and then that helps out the election calling. Many are called, but few are chosen. So out of those many that are called, only few are going to be chosen out of those. And when And when he talked with me, behold, I looked a little and a little upon him before whom I stood, and these words said he unto me, I am come to show thee the time of the night to come. If thou wilt pray yet more, and fast 7 days, again I shall tell thee greater things by day than I have heard. And fasting opens, and just by fasting open up different blockways and different passages to the spirit, man. Fasting, it heals your body. It resets your blood count, your blood cell counts. Fasting can bring nutrients to the body. It can kill off unnecessary diseases that you can have. So you brothers try to get into more fasting. But this was something that he had to do in order to gain this wisdom, knowledge, understanding that he was itching to know. Verse 32, it say, for thy voice is heard before the Most High, for the mighty have seen thy righteousness, thy righteous dealing. He has seen almost the chastity, yeah, Shalakia. He had seen also thy chastity, which thou has had ever since thy youth. So the Most High is always keeping a report upon us, man. He's always keeping a report on the elect and who the elect is and where the elect at and what they're doing and the chosen. He's always keep a report. It's always been a report on them because they are in the book of life. The 2/3 are not in the book of life because they don't believe in this. These other nations, they're not in the book of life. It's not in their members. Verse 33 it say, and therefore he has sent me to show thee all these things, and to say unto thee, be of good comfort and fear not. And we're not supposed to fear these things of the world, because the things of the world are only temporal, man. What you should fear is things that are eternal, man. Like the Heavenly Father can destroy your soul and your body, man. See, Edomites, they can just destroy your body, man. They can't do nothing to your soul. But the Most High has the power to destroy the whole soul. And hasted it not with the times that are past to think vain things, that thou mayest not has from the latter times. So come into pure mind, man. Come into righteous thoughts, man. Come into righteous conversations with different brothers, man. Don't spend your time upon malice things, man. It say, and it come to pass after this that I wept again, and fast 7 days, in like manner that I might fulfill the 3 weeks which he told me. And in the 8th night was my heart vexed within me again, and I began to speak before the Most High. For my spirit was great set on fire, and my soul was in distress. So this brother was vexing, man. This brother was going through the motions, man, going through the spirit, man. And he was requiring the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Verse 38 say, and I said, O Heavenly Father Yahweh, thou speakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and saidest thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. And the Most High word is perfect, man. We not. And then in verse 39 say, then was the spirit and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Verse 40 say, then commanded commandest thou a fair light to come forth of the treasures, that thy work might appear. Upon the second day thou madest the spirit of the firmament, and commanded it to part asunder, and to make division betwixt the water, between the water, that the part, that the one part might go up and the other remains beneath. And that's just like walking that narrow path, man. Because you got fire on one side, you got water on the other side, and in between that is a narrow path to walk. And if you slip, you can get drowned on one side, or you can get submerged in water on one side a little bit and be able to pull yourself back, because a man falls 7 times and the righteous man always gets himself up. So on the other side, you got fire. You can burn yourself. You can get in trouble, deep trouble. You can fuck up yourself. That's why it's beautiful, man. It say, verse 42, it say, upon the third day thou didst command the water should be gathered in the 7th part of the earth. 6th part thou dried up and kept them, to the intent that these, some being planted of God and tilled, might serve thee. So we was planted into this world, man. We was planted just for this time, man. We was planning to wake up in this time of understanding, to push out this word, to build up back the elect, to get back to our natural inhabitants, which is being Israelites, which is being Yahweh, back to Judah, back to Levi, Benjamin, and so on, different nations under God. It say, for as soon as the word went forth, the work was made. And yeah, because the work is made, and it goes out every day, and we got different camps set up, different brothers set up everywhere. It say, for immediately there was great and innumerable fruit, and many and diverse diverse pleasures for the taste, and flowers of unchangeable color, and odors of wonderful smell. And this was done the 3rd day. Upon the 4th day thou commanded the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gavest them and gavest them a charge to do so, to do service unto man that was to be made. Upon the 5th day thou sayest unto the 7th part, where the waters were gathered, that it should be full, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls and fishes. And so it came to pass. For the dumb water and without life brought forth living creatures, and the commandments of the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shema Shah, and all people might praise the wondrous works. Then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures, the one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan, and didst separate the one from the other for the 7th part, namely, where the water was gathered together might not hold them both. So these was 2 big creatures. that was living in the water. 2 of them. One named Enoch and the other one named Leviathan. What's like you? The Leviathan was given over the water. Enoch was given over the land. So let me keep reading. Let me say, verse 50 say, and did it separate one from the other? Yeah. So like yeah, both of them were separated, just like Jacob and Esau were separated. Where I'm at. All right, 51 say, unto Enoch thou givest one part which was dried up the third day. So so Enoch was given the land that he should dwell in the same part wherein are 1,000 hills. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the 7th part, namely the moist. So he was given into the ocean, given to like seas, given into the biggest body of water. And has kept him to be devoured, of whom thou wilt, and when. So it got a big ass sea creature out there called Leviathan, and nobody never seen him. Nobody, and you're not gonna see him not until the Most High wakes him up. They say, upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. After these. Now here's the point that I was really wanting to get into right here. You see, this is the understanding you gotta understand, man. Everybody's not meant to be Israelites. Everybody's not meant to be saved. Everybody won't get that blessing. Everybody don't have the blessing of faith, the blessing of grace, the blessing of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And hopefully you really get edified after this. Now pay attention. 2nd Ezra 6:54, and it reads, and after these Adam, whom thou madest Lord over all creatures. So Adam is over everything that's on the planet Earth, everything, even Leviathan. It say, of him come we all, and thy people whom thou hast chosen. So it say, of him whom. If him come we all. So everybody come out of Adam. And say, and the people whom thou hast chosen. So even the chosen people come out of Adam too. It say, all this have I spoken before thee, O Heavenly Father, because thou hast made the world for our sakes. And the Most High have made the world for our sakes. You see, going back into right here, into 54, and it's saying, and after these Adam, whom thou made Lord over all creatures. See, Adam is over everybody on the face of the earth, man. Everybody come from Adam. But the Most High separated the sons of God from the sons of man. You see, the Most High separated the chosen from the people that's not chosen. This is the main reason why he said, and the people whom thou hast chosen, even the people who thou hast chosen, say, but yeah, the Most High made the world for our sakes. Verse 56 say, as for the other people which also come of Adam. So the other people who come from Adam, the ones who the Most High didn't choose, it say, so like I'm dealing with kids over here. Going back into 56 to say, and as for the other people which also come from Adam. which also come of Adam. That's the other nations. That's the people that are not chosen. They say, thou hast said that they are nothing. So these other nations are nothing. They are nothing compared to the Israelites. It say, but be like unto spittle. And what's spittle? Spittle is spit. It say, and hath likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And that's like if you got a pail of water, and you walking, and you a little drop fall out of that pail. Are you gonna worry about that little drop, or are you gonna keep on walking because you have a lot of water in this pail? You're gonna keep on walking. And now, O Lord, behold these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing. Yeah, because these heathens are nothing, man. These other nations are nothing compared to us. Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. And that's what happened, because they took us down because of our disobedience, because of our lack of understanding, because we wanted to follow after these different nations. So like it, verse 58, but we the people which thou hast called thy firstborn, thy loved, thou only begotten, and thy fervent lower are given into their hands. If the world not be made for our sakes, why doeth we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So basically, just gotta be patient, gotta endure, and just gotta have understanding that things will happen in time. So until then, Shalom, and until the next lesson.